Hey everyone, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa. If you're new here, we are a large family that lives off-grid in Australia. It is my monthly 6-weekly grocery run trip today. So it is Wednesday. It's already 10 a.m. This trip is a little bit odd in that I decided not to bring the trailer because it's only been 6 weeks and it's only going to be 6 weeks till the next trip, and we've got some bulk stuff and I'm going to do the bulk meat order. Bringing the trailer can be really awkward for parking purposes and everything else, and it means that I end up having to take mum's car to the grocery stores and things like that, and I really just felt like I didn't need anything bulky. So like last shopping trip I had to buy all the kids winter blankets and stuff, which took up most of the back seat, and we hadn't shopped for 10 weeks and things like that. This one feels like it's going to be a much smaller shop, so I decided not to bring the trailer. I only brought 2 of the black totes, but they can be filled and put on top of the esky's on the back with the net over it after they're filled. I left one esky at home. It's one that's got broken latches anyway, because again, I'm planning on doing that bulk meat order in a fortnight. So I need to buy enough meat to get us through, but the plan is to buy that bulk meat order that will last us probably the 2 shopping trips. That's what the last one seemed to do anyway. It lasted us like 5 weeks of the 10 week and then the 6 weeks of this, and we're only just running short now. So the hope is that like if I did a meat order, say every 12 weeks to cover 2 shopping periods, or 10 weeks to cover 1.5 or something, that might be how it works. We will see. We're still working on that with the change from the 10 to 12 week grocery hauls to 8 to 10 to 12 week grocery hauls back down to the 6-ish weeks. We also have a couple of extra trips planned over the next span. So the plan at the moment is the next grocery trip is in 6 weeks from this one. But I have to come down in a fortnight for a couple of days. Mum's getting cataract surgery, so I'm coming down to help her with that just for like an overnight stay. Darryl has Synod the week after, so he's down here for 5 days or whatever for Synod. Mum's going to come and visit us while he's down here, and then there's the grocery shop. But we also, if I make my 10k bonus, we will probably use it to purchase some of the roofing and stuff to do the bits and pieces that we need to do, and Darryl will need to drive down to Brisbane to hire a car trailer and bring all the roofing back. So there's a few trips in between all of that as well, so this is just a little bit all over the place to begin with, and I decided not to bring the trailer. It does save me money on petrol to not be pulling the trailer as well. It just means it's a little bit more of a juggle, but we will make it work because we always do. So I've just hit Carindale. I spent the morning at Mum's because I didn't end up doing any deliveries, any Coles or Woolworths deliveries. I have to do it all in person today. So I spent the morning writing out my list between each place based on my online shopping carts and all that sort of thing so that I can go in store and do those today. So that's all written down based on my inventory and everything else. I've got it listed in a notebook just to make it easier between each place. I get 10% discount at Coles and Woolworths because I am a member of both of them, up to a maximum of $500 at each place, like $50 off at each place. Not that the grocery should be anywhere near that this particular trip, but there is that to take into account, and I will do Aldi as well. I'll also grab toilet paper and stuff from Big W probably, though I don't get 10% off there anymore. So, but they sell the laundry detergent, dish detergent cheap anyway, so it's probably worth just grabbing it regardless. Other than that, I just don't have much to do today in the scope of what I would normally do on a shopping trip. I will check out the clearance racks for kids' winter clothes because I always do. And Apollo requested a mic stand for his mic for his computer. So there's one at Kmart that I bought for Darryl that Darryl really likes. So I'll buy the same one for Apollo because it was fairly inexpensive and it clamps onto the side of his desk and all the rest of it. Though I probably could have 3D printed one. I didn't think about that. So I will probably buy it anyway because he needs it and he hasn't had it since last shopping trip. But we might look at 3D printing some to use too because that would be kind of neat. Other than that, yes, I don't that's all. I did bring the new TM7 with me to Mum's place and I've unpacked that and done all the software updates and everything. So I'm going to try that pasta dish at Mum's. I'll try and record that later. I'm going to try that pasta dish to show her how that works and everything on that one too. And yeah, we'll just get going. See how we go, and I will film as much as I can in the grocery stores. I always struggle, forewarned that filming in public is really not my forte. I get very embarrassed. I'm not real good at talking to a camera in front of people or making and I refuse to catch people on camera as much as possible, so I tend to walk around pointing the camera at the ground at times and then lifting it back up and trying to talk, and then I edit it. And anyway, it will be what it will be. So yeah, let's get started. All right, it is 20 to 12. I had some lunch. I'll put a photo in of what I had for lunch, and I've hit Coles. And as per usual, I find this really, really uncomfortable. When I go to the car, I'll show you what I ended up picking on clearance for the kids. But so far at Coles, I grabbed some halloumi for Darryl and I grabbed a zucchini to make that pasta for Mum, and I grabbed some parmesan from here. $26 a kilo for the parmesan, which wasn't too bad compared to pricing elsewhere, so I'll have to check. And I did grab some bone-in chicken thighs because I can never seem to find them where I want them, and I always like the bone-in ones. So now I'm going to grab the sugar-free cordial. Diet Right is the brand that we prefer. The kids like this fruit cocktail, and they quite like the guava. Darryl and I like this one. Grab these as a treat for the kids. They're on special. 12 packs are on special, so it ends up being 2 12 packs. It ends up cheaper than the 24 pack. Just as a pre-made treat for the kids. Sometimes they feel like they're missing out. They're not, but they feel like it. So this will help with that. And that's 24 of them between the 5 of them. So I also got the nutritional yeast. So I did find this low carb English muffins. They feel really nice and soft, and they were $6.50 for 4 of them, which is really expensive. It's not something that I'm going to buy often, but I bought a pack just for Darryl and I for that first day, but I actually bought a pack for Mum too to try, because if she had these frozen in her freezer, she could make ham and cheese English muffins as a something for her too. So I grabbed one for her to give a go. Coles rice crackers are now cheaper than Aldi. They're 80 cents a packet. I wonder if the packet sizing is the same size as the Aldi ones. Each packet is 100 grams and they're 80 cents. So that would be interesting to know if the Aldi ones are also the same size pack for more expensive. The one shopping trip, they got plenty of the tortilla chips on the shelf, and I only need 4 or 5 of them because we've still got some left in the car, in the tubs. These work out at $1.18 per 100, which is really cheap for corn chips, and these are a really nice corn chip. They're lightly salted and they're very flavourful, so we got some of those. Also got a whole bunch of popping corn. I forgot to order that bulk bag, so I buy 10 of these little ones. They're only 400 grams each. So, and there's some of our sugar-free chocolate in there as well. I always buy the tomato paste from Coles because they have the big 500 gram jars, and they have Italian ones that are $3. The Chinese origin ones are $1.40, but I just don't find the taste quite as nice as the Italian one. And at $3 for 500 grams, it's a good price anyway. Sonnet has been doing training with the cats. So I found this big pack on special, $15 for a big pack of chicken treats, but she's also been doing the dog training class through school. So I've found the cheapest little treat things for the dogs as well for her to use, things we buy for children. The shampoo and conditioner here is 40% off, so I've grabbed it here, and I've grabbed the coconut cream here too. So I think that's most of what I need here. Nothing else is really, there was no scourers, which is a bit of a bummer at all. And I think I've missed something. So I've got my little, some notes here, and I think I've missed cheese, and it's the Coles cheese that we prefer, so I'm going to have to go back and grab that. So all that testing that I did of all the different chicken tenders last month, we decided that the Coles ones are perfectly good. They got the high quantity of chicken, the 65%, and they're $9 a kilo, but I get 10% off as well, so they work out the best value for that. They also have fish on sale at extra Flybuys points, I think, on this too, and it's on sale $15 for 14 pieces, so theoretically that's enough for one meal, so long as we've got plenty aside, so I've grabbed that too. These pieces are on special again, and they have 300 Flybuys points on it again too. So I'm just going to grab that one there. The beans were okay, but this garlic herb broccoli was really nice. First trip back to the car actually, which is pretty good for me. It's 10 to 1. So this is all the Coles and the other bits and pieces. So I got the kids a whole bunch of clearance shirts and some socks and things like that. Bits and pieces there. Darryl some shirts and stuff too. And then the rest of this is groceries. So now I just need to get it all into the ute, and then I will go and do Woolworths next, and then Aldi, I guess. We're in Woolworths and I'm looking at the coffee beans, and they've got the Woolworths brand coffee beans. They're $1.50 per 100, which is nice and cheap. But they got these on special, these wood-fired bearded barista ones for $23.20, so $2.32 per 100, which is not too bad, and it smells really good. So I'm going to grab that. But they also have these darker side. It's a new one, $1.99 per 100, introductory price for 700 gram. They've only got one left on the shelf, but I've seen this advertised on the internet and it sounds really nice, so I'm going to give that one a go. So I've got those three, and then I'll just grab a bag or two from Costco as well. All right, Woolworths done. The aisles in Woolworths are so close together. I think I mentioned coffee and then I didn't do anything else. I did find these on clearance to try with Mum. Caramel popcorn turtle chips, you know, totally bad for me. And I did notice that a couple of things. Oh, this was a new one that was only 60 cents per 100, I think, that I bought for the kids to try. But the packs of cocoa, there was only one left on the shelf. It's hard to find cocoa at the moment, and it's gone up 70 cents a packet. And they had the laundry detergent that I normally buy at Big W, but I don't get 10% off at Big W anymore, so I bought it here. But I double checked Big W's prices as well, because it's gone up $1.50 per bottle. It was $18.50 and it's now $20 a bottle. They did have the same brand dish detergent too, but it's a different scent, I think, but that's fine. We'll give that a go. So Oreos were half price, you know, bits and pieces. But yeah, so that's Woolworths done. It is now 2:05, and I'm going to pack this into the car, and then I need to do Aldi. All right, so I didn't end up filming in Aldi. Mostly I was just over it. But I did take some photos to note some things. So the rice crackers are cheaper there now too. They're 79 cents per packet, and it's a 100 gram packet. So it's the same sort of thing, same price, so that's fine. Though they would end up slightly cheaper at Coles because of the 10% discount. But I went over my $500 there anyway, so it wouldn't have made any difference. I noticed that the cooking bacon seemed to be cheaper, but it's not, because it's gone down to a 700 gram packaging. I also checked the price of the grated parmesan there, and it's actually more expensive than the Coles one. What else did I see? Baking powder is a whole lot cheaper, so I have to remember that. It's $3 something for a container instead of $5.50. Oh, they had some really cute little Lego things for $3.99 each that I bought for the kids just because I could, and yeah, that sort of thing. So this was the trolley load full. I took a photo of that too. It's all loaded in the car. It is now 3 o'clock, and I'm going to quickly drop into my uncle's place just to get him to listen to the sound that the car is now making when it hits second gear, which is great. And then I'm going to head home to Mum's, put all the cold stuff in the fridge, and then I'm going to go out to dinner with a friend, which I'm probably going to head back here to do that, but that's fine. So that's it for the moment. Now I am going to try that pasta dish in the Thermomix, so I will film that too. So I'll be back. All right, home from the shopping now, and we're going to make the thing. I bought this for using in the, instead of having to grate some zucchini up, because I wanted to try and keep it simple. And I brought all my stuff in jars to make it easy for it too. So the new screen, you go into the little blade looking thing, and it has all your different bits, and your scales are over on the side. So that's pretty neat. So I've got it written down, and I'm just going to throw everything in and we'll see how it goes. So we want 20 grams of parm. And then we're going to put 10 grams of cornstarch-ish, a couple of teaspoons worth. We're going to put half a teaspoon of chicken stock. And then we want 100 grams of milk. 250 grams of boiling water. Mum's got an electric kettle, so you know that made life easy. So I've boiled her kettle. And then we're going to add 100 grams of the vegetable of choice. which will add flavour and fibre that the packet mix doesn't have. And then 85 grams of pasta. I brought just spirals, which are very similar to the pasta that's in the Alfredo. So we're trying to mimic that. And it's 85 grams, which is the same as the serving size as that. The small 2-person serving ones are 85 grams. And that's it. Now we're just going to put the lid on it. This pasta, again, it doesn't have a cook time on it. So I'm going to do 10 minutes and then we'll check it. So let's find the manual mode. I don't know if they can see the screen, but manual mode. Now, it doesn't have a wheel, so you can scroll through, but it also has like these quick options down the bottom, which is neat because I can just go 10 minutes. I can just click the 10 minutes. And then we're going to do it at 100, which also has a quick one. And we're going to do it reverse and soft. And then hit start. Now with the new 7, if it's under speed 2, you can actually cook with the lid off. Though it's telling me that it needs lid on, maybe because of the temperature I'm cooking at. So it paused when I took the lid off. So I'm not real sure what that is. Maybe it's because of the temperature that I'm cooking at. I'll have to look at that because apparently under speed 2 you can cook with the lid off. So I'll have to check that out. But 10 minutes. All right, it plays a new little tune that keeps on going. So we'll have to go in and change that. All right, so that was 10 minutes. So let's have a look. Oh, no, well, that didn't work. That has, whether it was a change in pasta type, because I haven't used the spirals before or not, but it is very thick, that doesn't mean it's not edible, but it looks like the pasta has been like completely broken up. So, but I haven't done it with spirals before. So let's pour it into a bowl and have a look at it. Just looks gluggy because the pasta has sort of broken up and those bits of orange are just carrot, but it's hot. All right, morning everyone. It is Friday morning. It is 20 to 9 and we're getting moving for the morning. So I didn't end the video last night, but that Thermomix pasta didn't work. I don't know whether it was a combo of the grated frozen vegetables, the different pasta, the fact that it was in a 7, I don't know. But it wasn't a very good show up for Mum. Not that she minds, and I'm going to work on it now that I've got the 7 at home and try and get it right. So we'll do that. So as usual, we're just getting all the bits and pieces into the car from Mum's place out of the freezer and all the ice packs into the Eskies and stuff like that. Yeah, they're just seconds juicing apples. So rib fillets, $29.99. Bacon and cheese smoked Kranskis. They sound nice. Get some packs of Cheerios for the kids. They're on honey smoked Cheerios. Sound interesting? Yeah. diced ham. It's just diced ham, but it can be used in like quiches and all that sort of thing, only $4.99 a kilo. Yeah, just use it instead of bacon, yeah. Darryl requested a pork belly, but they're cheaper at Costco. The little mini roasts are nice looking, aren't they?
Used by the 10th of June.
It's 4 days away. You'd have to freeze them. Or pre-cook them and freeze them would be the best bet. Fill your air fryer up with the little mini roasts, cook them, and then freeze them cooked. And then all you have to do is heat them to eat them with your pasta and stuff.
They are yummy. I've had them
They
before.
are. They had some boxes of these plain pork ribs on special the other day, but I don't know if they've got any left. But because I think they were frozen. I think they were $3.99 a kilo for in a box. But alrighty, we've hit Costco. It is 10 to 11. I went to the fruit and veg and the butcher. I took some footage inside the butcher, grabbed some stuff there, and this is the front of the fruit and veg. I didn't actually go in the section because I go to the cold room and Adam helps me out in the cold room. So we've filled the back of Mum's car with the fruit and veg. I'll show that to you when we come back out from Costco. But yeah, it's 10 to 11 and we're just heading into Costco now. I'll try and get as much footage as I can, but we all know I suck at it. So we will see how we go. I do have my camera with me and everything. I'm on my phone at the moment just to make life easier while I'm sitting in the car, though I still have my mic attached and everything. But we will figure it out as we go, as per normal. We're doing okay for time, but biggest problem with winter is that by the time I get home, it's quite often dark and cold. So it always makes it a little bit more challenging, but these slightly smaller groceries will make the filming of the groceries a little bit easier and stuff, hopefully too. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll be back. Yeah.
You already got those.
I've got the creamy, yeah. Cracking eggs into, or little ingredients, or like little things. These are pretty.
They're pretty designs.
Yeah. So I tend to buy a pack every time they.
$20. No, it's gonna break.
Though the kids have to remember not to use metal in them. But this, yeah, cast iron.
Yeah, double-sided.
Yeah, on. Just about every trip, but it's like normally $30-40.
I know.
I think I might have to buy it. So, because sometimes when you're serving a meal, you don't want a slice of cheese. You want it grated, but you just want to grate like 100 grams of cheese. And I don't want to dirty a Thermomix bowl. It's jars, but there's no way I'm paying that much for glass. And the wooden lids don't work real well for me either because they get moldy because of the moisture. I grabbed some 3M strips for Sonnet for her canvases for the walls. Baby corn. Always nice in salads. Not gonna pay that much for it though. Whole chickens, $4.49 a kilo. Not the greatest price, but I need to make stock, so I need some whole birds. So I'm going to grab a couple. Cold rotisserie chickens, which will work a heaps better for stock, so I'm going to grab those, $6.99 each. All the coffee has gone up, so even the cheap stuff. So I'm going to grab one of these, and I'm going to try one of these that has this tropical pineapple and sweet almond flavour apparently. But they're both $2.30 per 100, and so is even the cheap stuff that used to be cheap, which we actually didn't like too much, is $2.57 per 100 now. 1 p.m. and we've just made it to the car, so now we have to unpack it. There doesn't seem to be as much this time, but we do have to get the fruit and veg from the back of Mum's car into my car sorted. So we've got all of this to move as well as all the other stuff to put in. So we will see how we go. 1:45, loaded up to the gills without the esky. It was a bit of a chore. So you know, we've got front seat, I've got back seat, I've got it all loaded. So the managed without the trailer, but it definitely was a little bit of a challenge. So 1:45, going to head to the servo station, fill up, and then start the drive home.